quick yes to.
Okay.
All righty. Hi, everybody. It's me. Yeah, it's all about me. I'm Linda Marcus Smith. That's three names. I know it's a lot. I get it. And it's very important that you know that because on my YouTube, yoo my
Mm.
YouTube is comedian Linda Marcus Smith that you type in. And I need subscribers. So I've been doing a hell of a lot of work, paying out a lot of my own money. And it'd be nice if I could get like a $5 check once in a while for all this hard work. So if you could hit subscribe, that would be great. We'll call it even. I bring you these interviews for this reason. Y'all been going and watching comedy with absolutely no idea what you're doing. I get it. I've done that when I go to somebody else's field of endeavor, and that's okay. You can venture out, pay for a parking and a babysitter and a two-drink minimum and all that, and then go home and complain to each other that the comedian wasn't your type. Go ahead. Go ahead. Or you can watch my videos and say, oh, who's Karin Knowlson? Let me get to know her. And if you trust me, if you get to know her and you identify with her in any way and you like her, you're going to love her comedy. And if you go and watch her without knowing her, you're going to be spending that time she's on stage trying to figure her out where you could get over with that right now. So let's do it. Let's do it right now. Let's bring on Karin Knowlson. Let's get to know her.
Yay. Hi, Linda. How are
Hi, Karin.
you?
How are you?
Good. I have to say it's Karin, like car in the garage.
Oh, I
That's
missed
okay.
it.
That's
Karin,
okay.
you're
I'm
not a
used to it.
Karen.
Nope, nope, nope. I'm a Puerto Rican Swede. I'm a Swede Rican.
Puerto Rican Swede. Wow. How did two of those people meet?
Actually, I'm Puerto Rican biologically, but I was adopted and I was raised by the Swedes. I was raised by
Wow.
the Vikings.
Wow. So where
Yeah.
did you grow up with these Swedish people?
I was born in New York. Their family's from Brooklyn, from Bay Ridge, but I grew up actually in the house that I'm sitting in right now, in Easton, Pennsylvania, actually Palmer Township, which is like a suburb of Easton. But I've been here. I just turned 50 last year, so I've been here for almost 50 years.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So do you have brothers and sisters?
I do. I have a brother. He's also adopted. We're about 8 years apart. And
He's your
he
biological brother.
he's not. No, he's not my biological brother. He's also adopted. We're not blood related. Um, and for the record, I'd like to say he was really mean to me growing up.
Was it little
I just want to
brat?
I just want to put that out there. This is my revenge, you see. He doesn't have this to do. But
And he's
no,
he's not your biological brother and he was mean?
I know. Can you imagine the gall?
Imagine
Unbelievable.
if he was your biological brother.
Oh my God, it would have been worse. It would have been worse. Yeah, he's a good guy though. I have to give he's really been there for me. I had brain surgery and he's really been there for me. So I won't fault him at that. But yeah, we both grew up in a Swedish household and we practiced all the Swedish traditions like the Christmas traditions and all the food and all that. So while I'm Puerto Rican, my brother is the one who coined the phrase for me, Swede Rican, because while I'm Puerto Rican born, I consider myself a Swede, and they never treated me any different. God bless them. So that's
Nice.
yes,
At
yeah.
what age were you adopted?
I was 2 weeks old.
That's so
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, I was born to the state of New York, who at the time back in the 70s couldn't even keep the lights on. So there that was a bad start, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So I was born in Beacon, New York, and my parents adopted me. They happened to be living there. So it was a very strange set of circumstances, but nothing's a coincidence, right?
Nothing.
No.
Nothing. And now you're able to have empathy for other people like
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because growing up, I had a few friends and we all kind of, I think there's things that come along with being adopted that, are completely unintentional and nobody, thinks of at the time. And we all kind of feel like we started out as a mistake. So we all kind of gravitate towards each other. And I think that's where some of the laughter started to come in. Because if you got to figure out a way to survive and make yourself, you know,
Do you know very
coping
much
mechanism.
about, have you found out any information about your real parent, the people who gave,
Yes. When I
what do
was
you call them?
18.
Your real
Yeah,
parent?
biological parents. Yes,
Thank
donors.
you.
Some people call them their egg and sperm donors.
That,
Uh, I call them my biological parents. I met my biological birth mother, so
wow,
I've
wow.
I've met her. I
Mhm.
was 18, I think, when I met her first time. And we just maybe once a year exchanged an email or so. But I unfortunately, by the time I found my birth father, which was actually through DNA website, um, he had already passed. So I didn't get to meet him, but I got my story. I had some closure, and you think about all the years that you spend trying to figure it out, and then one day you just know, and it's like, crap, what do I do with my brain now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, my parents went through the Holocaust,
Okay. God
and I
bless.
found out about all my relatives that passed away that I never got to meet. So, kind of
Yeah.
the same thing. You know,
Yeah. It's like you
it's
know them, but you don't, right?
it's like you read this paper, you find out this
Yeah.
information. They're not really alive,
Right.
really physically ever. And then you read these documents and they become
Mhm.
alive. And it's kind of a careful what you wish for thing.
You know what? Well said. Very well said. Yeah. And that's what I tell people. That's exactly what I tell people because, you don't know what story you're going to get or how it's going to end. But yeah, it's kind of it's a strange thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
know a lady who is a friend of a friend. I don't know her, but I've heard about her life from a friend.
Yeah.
And she lived in an orphanage for umpteen her whole life, bouncing around, no, not enough food, and blah, blah, blah. Incredible, incredible existence. And she's
Yeah.
now doing wonderful things in the world to make the world a better place.
That's the key. That's the key because I also got sober. I got sober back, by the way, at the beginning of COVID, which really stunk because that meant I came home from rehab to lockdown with the very idiots that made me want to drink in the first place.
You went from lock up to lock down.
Yeah, very well said. I love it.
That's your joke.
Yeah,
You can
that's.
have it.
Can I have that one? Sweet, thank you. Courtesy of Linda, I appreciate you.
I went from lock up to lock down.
Exactly, exactly. So between that and like the brain surgery and all these different things, it's like, I don't know. Like I found a way to laugh at it all and hopefully this is my way that I give back by making people kind of look at these really, crappy situations and make them normal enough that we can just have a joke, share a joke about it.
Yeah,
Hopefully. I hope.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, growing up, were you
Mhm.
funny, or when did funny enter your life
I
or
don't
come
even
out of your
know.
mouth?
I don't know if I am funny.
That's funny.
How do you really know? I when I was 3 years old, I wouldn't answer. This is the honest to God's truth. I wouldn't answer unless you called me Marie Osmond. So I started very young pretending and having my own talk show on the swing set. And my mom said she used to say that she'd look out the back window. Who the hell is she talking to? My mom used to say. And it would be me on the swing set having a, conversation with somebody. I don't know. I just don't know if I am funny. I just enjoy talking to people. And if they get a kick out of it, which, I don't know. Well, yeah, I'm more of a storyteller, I guess, but I just had a weird life. And I guess it's my therapy. A lot of people say that, but I guess it's my therapy. I have no idea if I was funny growing up, but I do know that when we did dance class, I had dance class. That was my performance range. And I hated dancing, but I loved the sequins and the show makeup. So from there, I was hooked. I just didn't know what form it was going to take. Um, and
Maybe you
yeah,
should be a drag queen.
you know what? I'll tell you. Oh, if only the wigs and the sequins and it's just like liquid gold to me, man. I freaking love
I
it.
tell a joke about that has a drag punchline in it, and
Yeah.
it the people get silent because they're not sure if they should be
If they
laughing
should
about it.
laugh. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you want to hear the joke?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
So I have a twin brother. He's my twin. There's two of us.
You
And
literally have it. Okay.
it's no joke. Trust me, it's no joke if you only knew. So my twin brother, he told me he's really funny. He writes me jokes. And he
Nice.
said, "You look just like me." I told him, "Don't you get sick and tired of everybody asking if we're identical? Because
Yeah.
we're a boy and a girl. How can you?" And
Right.
so he said, "You look just like me when I'm in drag."
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I love that.
I'm
What's not to
like,
love?
TMI, TMI, TMI.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. That's cool that you're a twin. Yeah.
I think he's trying to tell me he dresses up in a dress. What do you
It
think?
it may be a sign. It may be, his way of talking and getting some of those bits and pieces out when he can.
Yeah, get it out. It's like, letting a little air out of the balloon.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. I would love to see that.
Once the parents die, all kinds of secrets start coming out.
Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? My brother and I have had conversations, and nothing scathing, but conversations at the holiday where both my parents have passed, and he'll talk about something because he's 8 years older than me, so he remembers things a little differently than I do, and he'll tell me some things, and I feel like he's talking about a different family. Like what happened?
My
I
sister
didn't
and I,
realize.
every time I say, "Hey, remember when?" No. And like,
Yeah,
did you have the same parents, or are you just in denial? Are you oblivious? Were you not
right.
even
It's
how can
possible. It's all. We remember the things we want to remember. And I think when people pass, I think we all kind of feel like that taboo, like we're not supposed to say anything negative or whatever. But I always say bring it out, sit it on the porch and let's have a laugh. Because it can't hurt us now. But it's just kind of like we just are supposed to create these saints. And you know, my parents were amazing people, and my mother was a saint. God
Oh.
bless her heart. Um, but yeah, it's tough, and it's always funny to hear these stories because like I just don't. I'm like, man, I don't remember that at all. But I guess I wouldn't because I was so much younger.
You know what a trap baby is?
A trap baby? No, I don't think I do. I have something in my head, but I don't know if it means something on the West Coast that it means over here.
Okay, so typically a woman gets pregnant to trap a man.
Oh, gotcha. Yes.
And I was born because my dad trapped my mother by getting her pregnant with more children.
Gotcha.
So
That's
I'm a
that
trap baby because of my dad, which I think that makes me unique.
it does make you unique. And that's a large trap that was set there. Four of them. I got three boys here in my house and I so four kids. That's insane. That's a big trap.
Yeah, that is.
It
Wow, what's
really
it
is.
like raising four boys?
I have three boys. I have two biological and one who I consider my son. He's been living with us since middle school. He's my oldest son's best friend. 90% of my material comes from those animals. Honestly, it's they are both a joy and a tragedy. They're my life, but they're also my mental breakdown status on many occasions. But I say dude and man a lot. So like if I call you dude, I apologize in advance, but it just comes out. I'm not I don't say bruh too much, but I get called that, but I don't say it as much. But yeah, raising them is a riot. It's an absolute riot because my 12-year-old is a genius IQ. My 21-year-old is a mechanic, and my other son is like a computer genius. So I always say that the genius thinks stuff up, the mechanic builds it, but the computer genius is also kind of a dumbass, and he often tries it out. So, I never know if they're curing like male pattern baldness or if they're about to go off the roof on, in something.
So to me, you look like a cross between Valerie Bertinelli and Sally Field.
Oh, I never heard Sally Field before, but I get Valerie Bertinelli all the time. And if you see side by side pictures of us, even when we were younger, it's spooky. And I'll take it, man. Those are beautiful people. Beautiful people.
So I've been avoiding facing, and not something I was talking about 2 days ago, but avoiding facing what I got confirmation for last night. And
She's so amazing. She really talks from the heart.
She really does, and I admire her for that. I mean, I grew up watching her. She was just I think she's a little bit older than I am, but and Sally Field, it's funny that you mentioned her because my dream car is a Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am Firebird. So, maybe I'll have to do one of those photoshops where I put my face on on her.
Let's look her up. What did I say?
God bless her, man.
Yeah, everybody's getting older. Have you noticed?
I noticed that. And
What's up with that?
It's funny. I had a conversation with my friends yesterday. Hi, Pam and Sophie. And we were talking about, I said, what happened? Oh, yeah, no, I do see that. Oh, yeah, I've never gotten that before, but I see it. Okay, I'll take it. That's awesome. Yeah, I told my friends yesterday, I said, I'm not sure at what point Mel Gibson, for example, went from being old to hot. Like somewhere I turned a corner where I looked at him and went, yeah, I'd do that. I don't know what happened.
Who cares if he yells obscenities at his daughter?
Oh, he doesn't have to talk. No, in my fantasies, Linda, none of them talk.
And he's a good shot.
Yes, he is. Well, I can't. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm a Vin Diesel fan.
Vin Diesel.
Yes. Well, I'm a car girl.
Wait, what's Vin Diesel got to do with car?
Fast and Furious.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. So, I started watching those because of my love for cars, and it helped that I had all the boys too. But yes. So everybody that knows me knows that I will not close my last eye or breath. You know what I'm trying to say until I've met the man.
Yeah. So do you like Jean-Claude Van Damme?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I think what happens is,
because I had lunch with him.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
I love him. I'm sorry. I love Jean-Claude. I admire his fit body and what he can do, man. If I could, I have a lot of trouble with balance and speech issues, and I need a cane and help and all this other stuff. And when I go on stage, someone has to walk me out there. So I admire the mobility that the man has for sure. And I saw all his movies growing up, but look at you, hot stuff.
It was in 1998, and I won a contest at Hard Rock Cafe in Manhattan.
Oh
and
my gosh.
And who could bring in the most pair of jeans and donate them? And whoever did got to have lunch with Jean-Claude.
That is so badass.
Yeah.
I love that.
I filled a shopping cart full of them.
You're such an onion, Linda, because I watch your interviews and all these little bits of talk about letting the balloon out. All these little bits of information come out about you. And it's like, man, I thought she was a badass before. Now look at her go. Honestly, it's so cool. Love it.
You have no idea. I make Betty White look like Mother Teresa.
We have to hang. We have got to hang, girl.
Let's do it. So you're clear out in Pennsylvania?
Yes, yes, I am in Easton, which is it's on the border, it's on the Delaware border of Jersey. Now, our brag is we've got Larry Holmes, we've got Crayola crayons, and
I used
we
to
had
eat them.
you. Oh, the reds are the best, honestly. Wait, we're still talking about crayons, right? Yes, crayons. And we had the country's first Christmas tree. I've got to make sure I mention that.
No way.
Way, look it up. We did, I swear. So
Wow.
yes, I'm very proud. And I grew up in Palmer Township. Like I said, it's like a suburb of Easton. So we had it was very bare and minimum when we moved here in the 70s. And we used to play, I was such a tomboy. We used to play in our bikes and in the Tonka trucks, giant piles of dirt all around us as they were building the houses. So I did things that, like, I look back now and I sometimes I got to check if my testosterone level, did I have too much of it? Because I was badass back then.
You know, they have a thing. There's a comedian, Lindsay Glazer. She's a good buddy of mine. She has hypergonadism and she has
Oh,
testosterone, whatever, as a boy. She's a
okay.
girl. She's a girl through and
Okay.
through. But
Like
she's
else of a boy.
very like a guy,
Yeah.
the way
Yeah.
she talks and acts,
Yeah.
like verbally.
Oh, yeah. Like she and I
Very
would.
matter of fact, snippy, people
Yeah.
misunderstand her because she's just it's like talking to a guy.
Right. See, I would get along perfect with her.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd
I've been
love her.
surrounded by guys my whole life. That's just, I have like a couple good girlfriends, but most of my friends were guys. Sometimes you just get along better. I don't know why.
You
You
do.
know,
It's
you just
rare
do.
for me to any of us women to get
Yeah,
along with other women.
it
And
is.
usually women are like, especially in comedy, but even before then, it's women are so bitchy with each other.
Yeah.
Sneaky bitchy. Like
Sneaky
a
bitch.
guy will say, "How'd you get that good looking wife? You're not anywhere near it. You really married up." They'll say it right to your
Just
face.
your
Girls
face.
will, you get it.
Yep. And girls go behind your back. It's funny because I see that changing a little bit. Just the people that I'm around, because I go to support meetings and things like that. It's such a mixture of like old school women and younger women who are coming in. And I don't think I would have learned how to support other women if I hadn't gone through what I went through, because we don't naturally do it. I really think it's a biological thing. I think that as we were like evolving it through whatever caveman age, I think, our purpose was not to make friends. It was to procreate and to, kind of hold on to our guy. Right. And I think that just is partly biological. But when you open up and you talk to one or two women and you have no, stake in the conversation, meaning you have no ulterior motives or anything like that, you'll find that somebody that you're talking to really needs somebody like that, to talk back to. And
Yeah.
and you got to let your guard down a little bit. But yes, we are sneaky little buggers. I'll use that word.
Yeah. Women have their guard up with each
Yes.
other, like they're, like some people, you've seen people that you are around and you never feel like you're getting to know them anymore. You could see them
Well
a
said.
hundred times and it's like
Yep.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's I think it was actually Bill Murray and What About Bob, who said, sometimes I call and it's busy and I just hang up and I try again and I try, and then if it's busy, I'll just, hang up and keep going. And that's kind of what it's like. I mean, you can't force somebody to be open. But I have seen this younger generation be a little bit more open. And I see it with because my kids' friends are always here and stuff. We're that house. Um, and I hope that it stays that way because we need each other. There is nothing more powerful than a pack of women in a room.
Thank you.
Nothing, nothing.
Yeah.
And we could just all like, hold hands for a little while and sing some kumbaya or something. It really is amazing when we get together.
Yeah. And when we network as women in fields in many fields. Like if all women comedians meet at a festival, you're kind of competing with each other. You'll be nice because people are watching and judging you for the festival,
Right.
but in the real world, you're competing. And so it's nice to venture away from comedy and not at a necessarily at a bar, but like at a women's networking thing where there might be a secretary and a CEO and a, you know,
Yes.
and nobody's competing
No.
unless we all like that one guy up on stage talking.
Yeah. If it's Vin Diesel, I'm going to push you all right out of the way. Suddenly, I will use your head as a step stool if I have to. But
Oh,
it's
okay.
true. You learn a lot when you're open. You learn a lot. And if you think you
Absolutely.
know everything, you don't know anything, right?
That's amazing. Every day I learn something amazing. When
Amen.
anybody tells me some, okay, I had a recent conversation with a good friend, and she's telling me something negative about somebody else.
Right.
So I said, "Well, do you see that in me?" She's trying to confide in me. Something's bothering me about this person, and I'm like, "Well, do
Yeah.
you ever see me doing that?" And she's like,
Yeah.
What are you, a narcissist that you're asking?" And I'm like, "Do you even know the definition of narcissism? A narcissist would never ask that."
Exactly. Exactly. And that word is just tossed around lately, and nobody really, and also gaslighting, and those are the two terms that are tossed around. And while yes, we it's nice to be aware of some of these things, not just because someone's thinking of themselves in a moment does not make them a narcissist. You're right. No one would ask that if they
Thank
were
you.
an narcissist. Yeah. It's
Okay, I got a question for you.
yes.
Random, out of the world question just came to my head. So I'm going to
Okay.
toss a question and then
Yep.
I'll give you an answer to my own question, whatever
Okay.
comes to my mind. And then we'll talk about the festival
Yep.
and your social media. Okay, last question.
Yes.
I don't think I've asked you any questions. Okay, anyway, the question for you is men.
Men.
Start with this statement: men can be stupid.
Yes.
When especially when talking to women of a
Yes.
certain age too. And so I know I get a lot of stupid questions and comments from men.
Yes.
So with that in mind, what comes to your mind is the most ridiculous thing you've heard in the last 10 years
From a man.
from a man?
Jesus.
Dumbest, stupid, weird, hard, stupid, scary, anything that's popped out of the mouth of a man. Because I think men need to learn what not to say to women.
Yeah. Um, my husband just walked in and I've got to answer this question.
Should I go first?
You go first. You go first. Yeah.
Okay. So I've got like 5 minutes of material on the subject. So, like, let me go with this drives me nuts. This is the so like I started comedy when I'm 63. When I was 63, I'm 73 now. And every once in a while, some stupid idiot, male, I never hear it from a woman, will
Yeah.
say, "It's too bad you started comedy so late."
Yeah.
And
That's true.
and I'm like, I want to have a really good comeback for that.
Yeah.
Well, it's too
Yeah.
bad I'm going to duct tape your mouth and throw you in the trunk with my ex-husband.
Exactly. You just tell him you're running out of places to hide the bodies and he should find somewhere else he needs to sit.
I'm gonna use
So
your I'm
that's
gonna
the
use your
comeback.
head as okay, what do I say?
You just tell him thank you, but I'm running out of places to bury the body. So if I were you, I'd back that. I'm sorry, I swore. I was trying not to do that, but I
I
get a little dirty
I
mouth.
love that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
No, it's true. I've had someone say to me, because as I mentioned, I do have some facial paralysis. I'm not the hottie I was 3 years ago before surgery. And I did have someone say to me that, oh, you're funny despite your disability. And I didn't know how to take that really. Because on one hand I was like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. And then on the other hand, I thought like, why do we have to I mean, I talk about it in my act and I joke about it because what are you going to do, right? I mean, I got sober so that I could walk around the rest of my life drunk-ish. You know, it's got to be a little funny. Um, but yeah, that kind of bugs me when we somehow you have to be one or the other. I can either be funny or I can have a disability, but I can't both.
Thank you.
So I'm going to
That
tell them the same thing. I'm going to tell them that I'm running out of places to hide the bodies.
so funny.
You're adorable.
Thank you. Well, let's go into what made you, how many festivals have you been in and why good karma? What made you, and what are you hoping to bring to it? What are you hoping to get out of it?
This is my first festival.
Yay!
So I'm actually really excited. And good karma, it was a lot of the locality was great for me because of, the states that it was in and everything. And the people, the people that were, it's kind of like, how it is if you're from a certain coast or a certain tri-state area, you kind of have this mixture of comedians that you've either met or worked with or, that kind of thing. So I actually am in the contest. And I've never been in a contest before. So that was something that I really wanted to do. I wanted to see if I'm funny despite my disability, and because how do you really know? I mean, people tell you, oh, that was great. That was great. But how do you really know? So I submitted to the contest and I got to compete in that, which is like, I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie, because there's some really funny people in that contest. So we'll have to see how I pair up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited, and it's a little bit of a drive for me, which can be difficult. But it's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah. How far of a drive is it?
I think it's going to end up being about 2 hours, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
What
But
what day is your performance?
um, I am Saturday, March 2nd, and the contest runs 5 to 10. It's at M&M Tap Room in Lebanon, New York. So that's a long day. I'm really looking forward to it, though. I really am. Sometimes it just is a time to get your butt in gear, you know?
Yeah. So where's Lebanon, New York? Upstate?
Not quite upstate. Like I think it's more low, lower state, low state, downstate.
Yeah,
It's
got it.
Yeah, we're like, I'm from the East Coast of New York, so like, literally in the city, and then even Beacon, and that is more towards the east of New York. And this is just like somewhere in the middle, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And God, I apologize to anybody that's watching that knows better than I do, and I'm just leading them into the ocean.
It's going to be great. I can't wait. So that's March 2nd.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yeah.
what time is your show at the M&M Tavern? Is it M&M?
It's M&M Tap Room, I believe it's called. And I know that the contest runs from 5 to 10.
Okay.
So, I believe that we start doing sets at 5 o'clock. I don't know who's doing what when. But boy, that's going to be, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a funny, funny day. So if anyone's out there and stops, like that is really, there are some funny people
I
that are
wonder
going to be,
what cities are around Lebanon.
I don't know.
Let's ask Siri. She's not busy. Hey, Siri, wake up. Hey, Siri, what cities are around Lebanon, New York? She's kind of slow right now. Let's
I
see.
know how it feels.
It took me to Crazyville. Show me a
I
map of Lebanon, New York, and the surrounding area, please. Here's the map. Lebanon, New York. See it on a map. Okay. Lebanon, Gonzaga, Kingus Joe. I don't know.
It's Crazyville, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's why I'm so drawn to it. That's why I had to be in it. It's out there by Crazyville.
Woodbury, Mountain Lodge, Washington, Cornwall. Am I even Chester? I don't need Goshen. Is Goshen, New York?
Yeah, no clue. That's not my familiarity area.
Yeah. Peekskill is right across the river.
Oh yeah. Well, that
I'm
one
trying
I
to,
heard.
I'm trying to figure out who I know that could drive there to support you.
Oh, aren't you kind? Oh, that's so sweet of you.
Schwacken, Fallsburg, Poughkeepsie.
Oh, okay. I want to say my brother was born in Poughkeepsie.
Lake Carmel, Danbury.
Okay. Is that Connecticut or New York?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think I'm not really sure. I think it's in the Connecticut place, but they're really close together.
Nice.
Rhinecliff. Wow, you're over there.
I'm up. I'm up and out, man. This is it.
You're
Packing the bag.
wilding out. So if I think hear anybody's out, if I hear of anybody out in that area, I'll tell them to go. But send me a flyer and I'll share it.
Oh, I will. Thank you. You're so sweet.
No
Oh,
problem.
I'm so
And
excited.
do me a favor before we go. It's not Karen, it's Karin.
Yes, it's Karin, like Karin Garage.
And tell me, you like cars? Do you like NASCAR?
It's not my favorite. I'm more of like, the old classics that, like the 69 Dodge Charger, 76 Firebird, things like that, the things, the Novas and the things that I got driven around in from my boyfriends when I was
Yes.
growing up.
I once bought my daughter a 77 Camaro.
Stop it, you didn't.
Four,
Oh,
bar- four barrel with a glass pack.
oh man.
I got
Hey,
it was bright red. It wasn't candy apple, just bright red and a pretty blood red, but not candy apple. And I got it for $2,500.
stop it.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to hear anymore because I like you so much and I don't want to be jealous of you.
Okay, tell everybody your social media.
All right. It is Karin Knowlson Comedy, or just Karin Knowlson, which is KarinKnowlson. Got Instagram, Facebook. I do have TikTok, and what am I missing? Whatever else? The UB2B, the Tiki Talkie, all that stuff. So I'll send you those links, but it's Karin Knowlson Comedy.
Perfect. If you'll take in one Facebook message and put all your handles,
Yeah.
then I can cut and paste it once to this post that I'll do.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. You've been a delight. I have one favor I'd like to ask of you,
Of course.
other than sharing the video. But would you please go to my YouTube and subscribe? I'm trying to become
Done.
famous.
Already done, baby. I did it ages ago.
Yay! Thank you.
I told you I love your interviews.
Thank you, Karen.
Yeah.
Karin. Thank
Karin.
you, Karin. Nobody ever mispronounces my name. What's that up?
Well, I don't. Next time I see you, I'm going to call you Linda.
You know what? I found out like in fifth grade that Linda means beautiful in Spanish. I found it out.
That's Portuguese.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
So I came home from school and my mother is German, very, very literal. She was very literal. I came
Gotcha.
home from school and I said, I found out at school today that my name means beautiful. And she said, don't let it go to your head. We called you that because you were born at night.
Oh my goodness. Isn't that funny? That sounds like my mom. I feel like the Swedes, the European moms, man, they were really rough. They told us it was.
I told Linda she was wearing a black dress, and I said that you look so beautiful in that black dress. And she said, good, I'll wear it at my funeral.
Hi. Yep, that's that. Yeah. I
And
feel
she
that.
did. I don't know if she did or not, but she didn't have an open casket. So I don't know if she lied.
Yeah, right. You don't know, but these European. Did you have a wooden spoon? I got to ask before you go. Did you have the wooden spoon? See, it's a European thing, man.
What's the deal with that? At least it wasn't a wooden shoe. God.
Oh, that's true. See, now the Swedes, we had clogs as well.
Well, you've been a delight. It's been so great getting to know you. I want to tell you, not you people out there, just you, that, oh yeah, okay, you can come on February 25th, which is coming right up. Maybe you can get to Gotham. I'll be on a show. I'm flying in for the day. I'm in a graduation show. I took DC Benny's storytelling class because
Yeah.
I'm very much set up punch, and
Yeah.
he's very much a storyteller.
Right.
And
Right.
every joke is supposed to be like a story. Well, I haven't a clue. I'm learning how to have really good setups because I
Right.
just want to get to the punchline. I don't care about the premise. I don't care about the story. I just want to tell punchline.
Right. Right. To get to the good part, the juicy part. That's awesome. I'm gonna look into that because I would love to get to be able to catch up and say, hey, I don't know if the world could handle the two of us getting together though, Linda. I gotta be honest with you. I think that we might have something, some explosion there.
It's been a delight. Thank you so much for
Thank
taking time out of your day for this.
you for having me. God bless. I appreciate you.
And good luck at the festival.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thanks.
I can't wait to hear. Let me know how it goes.
Oh, I will. I will. I promise.
All righty.